His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith announced today that His Holiness Pope Francis will arrive in Sri Lanka on the 13th of January next year. The Archbishop of Colombo, addressing a media briefing at the Archbishop's House Auditorium, noted that Pope Francis would conclude his visit to Sri Lanka and fly to Manila, Philippines on the 15th of January.
The first press conference in preparation for the visit of His Holiness Pope Francis was presided over by the Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Cardinal Malcolm Ranjith, and was also graced by a number of bishops. Secretary to the Apostolic Nuncio, Monsignor Renato Kuchik, also attended the media briefing. The Archbishop of Colombo announced that His Holiness Pope Francis would land at the Kattunayake Airport at 9 a.m. on the 13th of January, and the official welcome ceremony will take place at the airport. Following the ceremony, the Holy Father would travel to Colombo in an open vehicle along the Negombo-Colombo Road to meet with the members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference. The Pope would also meet with the President and leaders of the religious community.
The Holy Father will conduct the morning Mass on the 14th Wednesday at the Golfers Green. He will board a helicopter at 2 p.m. and head to the Mother Church.
During the Holy Father's visit to Sri Lanka, he is also due to canonize Blessed Joseph Vaz.
During his visit, the Holy Father will canonize Blessed Joseph Vaz. This has not been confirmed as yet, but we are hopeful that it will take place.
His Holiness Pope Francis is the third Pope to set foot on Sri Lankan soil. In
the Bible it is said that Jesus said unto Peter, I see unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. And so St. Peter became the first Holy Father. Let us cast aside religious and language differences in order to welcome him. Let us welcome him and show the world that we have a rich cultural heritage. Let us show through this, through actions. Do not be caught up with petty differences. Do not allow such differences to take center stage.
The official website, Facebook page, logo and theme for His Holiness Pope Francis's visit to Sri Lanka was also unveiled at the media briefing. The theme selected for the Pope's visit to Sri Lanka is Abide in Love. During the question and answer session of the media briefing, a question was raised as to whether the Pope's visit would fall during an election period.
We have not been informed whether an election is being held or not. We have clearly informed the President that it is inappropriate for the Holy Father to arrive during an election period.
A journalist also raised questions as to whether the Pope would use a bulletproof vehicle as used by previous popes during their visits to Sri Lanka.
In a few international visits that he has made in the last 3 years, he was in Brazil, in the Holy Land, and in Korea, he has used just a normal open car. So I think it will be the same thing here in Sri Lanka. He will use just a normal, not a special car. Nothing will come from the Vatican.
Moving on to other local news, the Supreme Court has ordered the government to recommence the distribution of drought relief, which was halted as a result of the Uva Provincial Council election. A three-member bench comprising of Chief Justice Mohan Piris and Justices Bhuvanekalu Vihare and Priyantha Jayawardena issued the order after considering a petition filed by 5 residents of Wellawaya.
Secretary to the Ministry of Economic Development Nihal Jatalaka, Munaragala District Secretary Anthony Pillai Padmanathan and the Attorney General had been cited as respondents in this petition. Appearing for the petitioners, Senior State Counsel Dr. Avanti Pereira and Attorney-at-Law Nadine Fernando submitted that crops in the Munaragala district had been destroyed by the lack of rain. The government's drought relief program had been halted owing to the Uva Provincial Council poll, depriving families of receiving the aid packages containing essential items worth 2,500 rupees each. Accepting the gravity of the situation, the Supreme Court determined that the drought relief program should be recommenced under public officials with no political interference whatsoever.